This is the swell division here.
What's the swell division?
That's the upper keyboard, basically.
Oh, the higher notes?
No, it's just there's two keyboards on this organ.
And
so
these are all the pipes here, back here too?
Yeah, well this organ's been kind of rearranged. It's not quite as well organized as some, but this is the original swell division, which is the upper keyboard. And then there's a few pipes that are like borrowed and used on in multiple places. And these are the pedal pipes. You see how long and tall they are? Because they're very deep.
Very low tones.
Yeah. And then
so these are higher.
Yes, the shorter the pipe, the higher, except...
This must take forever to build.
Yes. These are reed pipes, and they don't follow the normal rules. And like, these here belong over here, but, you know, the arrangement of this is kind of a little odd.
Yeah.
And like, you know, why this set of pipes right here? These are actually connected to one of these other sets, but, you know, you can't tell from looking back here.
Yeah.
Just watch your step here. As you see, you know, getting into a pipe organ is a bit of a, you got to be, you know, agile.
What's this over here? The air
That is not part of the organ. That is the air conditioning system for the church, which is a little kind of funny.
What's her name again?
Charles.
Charles?
Yeah.
Are you like on social media, or you don't do social media?
No, I don't
it's
do
okay.
that. And this is still part of the swell division.
But if you're back here when it's playing, it's gonna blast your ears out.
No, these are very soft pipes, the ones you're looking at right now. These are probably some of the softest
and
ones.
these are where the notes come out of.
Yep, this is where the sound comes out of. And these are some of the softer pipes. Though all the loud pipes of this organ, except for the pedal back there, all the loud pipes are actually out here. So if you squat, you can see this is the great division. This is the lower keyboard.
The great division?
Mm-hmm, this is the lower keyboard. And this is...
The high notes or low notes?
Well, the smaller ones are high, the bigger ones are low.
Oh, the ones up top are low?
Yeah, but these are all the loudest pipes of the whole organ.
Why are they louder when they're smaller?
It's not about the size, it's about how they're designed.
What specifically, what about how they're designed?
So if you look at this, you will see both these ears here, and you'll see some design in that cut right there. This is where the sound is produced. And how you make
this thin place here?
And how you make that cut determines how loud your sound is and what kind of sound it is.
So it's definitely a supernatural thing of how they built it. Of course, it's God's gifting to human beings.
It's hundreds of year old practice, and the people who
do they still make these in churches?
Yes.
So if you raise enough money, you could build a church like this, probably in Africa or something. If you had enough funds personally or from businesses.
I don't know about pipe organs in Africa. I haven't been there.
I know.
I know they have pipe organs in the Philippines.
Yeah, but it's all from it's all from church funding, right? The offering is what builds allows the church to come in.
That's right. Yeah.
Also, it's just what people give in the church. That even this church is built from offering, right?
That's right.
All
it was built 100 years ago.
Okay, but so what comes from everyone's wages is what contributes to paying for it.
Yes.
But if you had enough money, you think you could build a church like this, like in any part of the world?
Well, I don't know anybody who has enough money to build a church.
How much would this church
use
cost?
Their money to build a church?
How much would this cost to build? How much do you think?
This
millions?
pipe organ? Oh yeah,
church.
definitely be millions.
The church is like how many millions?
I don't know that.
Maybe like 5 million.
I really don't know what a church would cost to build today.
Okay.
A pipe organ of this size would probably cost at least $1 million, maybe $2 million.
Dollars.
Yeah. And the most expensive part of the pipe organ is actually these pipes here. These are reed pipes. And most of the other pipes, there's a handbook published 120 years ago by George Ashdown Audsley that tells you how to build all these different kinds of pipes. He's got, 100 different pipes.
Working this out of metal. What kind of metal does this come from? Like what resource? Steel?
I'll get to that in a minute. Wood and metal pipes. He's got all the how to do it. It's in a book. It's fairly. It's something you can do at home practically.
But it's hard to make them
other
shape.
than casting the metal. But the reed pipes are a black art that only the people who do it really have an idea how to do it.
How do they learn that?
I have no idea. You would have to work in a pipe organ factory to learn how to make these pipes, and you would be, like no one else would know how you actually achieve what you do.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be told, right?
Oh, I don't know about that. It's
what is this up here?
I have no idea.
You don't know what's up
I don't think that's part of the organ.
But that goes up to an upper room?
I guess. I don't know about this church. I only know about the organ.
How long have you been coming to St. James?
I've been here for 13 years.
Yeah, I've been coming here since like 1990. Since I was like 5 years old. I went to school here.
Okay. So the metal used for metal pipes on pipe organs both these and these. It's a lead and tin alloy. It's very similar to solder, but I think it's the reverse. I think it's less lead and more tin. So 60% tin, 40% lead, if I recall correctly. But it's like solder, and it's got a lot of lead in it to make it soft and malleable, make it easy to cast. But supposedly this produces the best sound. And you can use this metal up until about 4 feet. And if you notice over there, those taller pipes, they look different than these smaller pipes. You see how these have the way the look of the design on here is like these circles. Do you see these circles on here? This is the lead tin alloy. But when you get to 4 feet or taller, lead is too soft, and even tin is too soft to support the weight of the pipe. And so you have to reinforce it with something like zinc or steel. And those pipes there, as you see how they have a darker gray, and a very consistent color, those have been reinforced with an additional metal.
What kind of metal?
I don't know. It depends on whatever they used in the particular foundry. But
You went to college?
I did, but not for this.
But what school did you go to?
I went to St. Vincent in Latrell, Pennsylvania.
Oh, what'd you study?
Computer science.
Yeah, that's really good. It's always good.
If you look right here, you can very clearly see, like, here's the lead tin alloy, and you notice the bottom is not, because these are reed pipes. It doesn't have to be, but like, and here you'll see there's a tin lead alloy.
Why does this have a paper in it?
I'm not sure. This, as you see here, this is where it is a reinforced. Now, do you see how this color is different than this pattern? So this is the height at which they start to use a reinforced metal. This may be here because of the pipe was misspeaking. It was either making a bad sound or something, and someone stuffed that in there to silence it. Another option would have been to pull the pipe out, but you see it'd be kind of hard to get back there to pull that pipe out.
You can go to school to learn how to make an instrument.
You don't go to school.
A crafting school?
It's a craftsman thing. You work for a company and you learn that. Now, like these kinds of pipes, you can read about how to make these in the book. If you're a carpenter or woodworker, you can make these pipes fairly readily. They're not too hard to make. For these, they're cast. So you'd have to learn about how to melt metal and how to cast it or something like that.
But you can learn how to do it. It's a God-given, all power comes from God innately.
Well, so you can say that about every profession.
Yeah.
But some of the metal pipes, there are methods